What's going on, guys? How are your meatballs? Today I'm going to be talking to you about Zombies Chronicles 2.0, and no, don't click off the video. It's none of that bullcrap that you usually get. Sometimes, even from myself, repeating the same information and giving you hope on certain things without looking at the grand scale. This time, I've looked at a bunch of the COD leaks that have came out over the last couple of days and looked at the grand scale of Call of Duty's plan, and I am so confident. Listen, I could be wrong. I could, but I am so confident that Zombies Chronicles 2 is coming, and coming soon. Now, I don't mean within the next few months, but relative to when the last Zombies Chronicles came out, pretty soon, and I'll explain why I believe all of this in a couple of minutes, but I promise you this video is unlike any other Zombies Chronicles 2 video. Real quick though, thanks to the sponsor of this video, U4GM. They are a COD Pro boosting website that can easily help you top up on COD points up to 50% off. They offer cheap redemption codes, nuclear services, and even schematic plus other unlocks. So if you're interested, for 5% off, use code Joe. Now jumping into the video, I will give you the very brief, very quick overview of the situation with Zombies Chronicles 2.0 from the general community consensus and what was kind of rumored slash leaked. Essentially, Black Ops 4 Zombies main DLC season was supposed to be all Chaos maps. Then, the second season was supposed to be the Ether maps, where we got that Tagger Toten, Alpha Omega, and maybe a buried Die Right Transit remake to some capacity. But after the horrific launch, at least again from a community perspective, this is all meant from a community perspective, and a lackluster DLC 1 release from the community perspective as well, Activision looked at Black Ops 4 as a failure early on and started to kind of cut back. And as such, they decided that they needed Ether. People just weren't being fully invested into this Chaos storyline. So what they decided to do was they brought Alpha Omega, they brought Tagger Toten, they made those DLCs 3 and 4, and then for the most part, Zombies Chronicles 2 was just cut. And you have to remember that the initial plan of it being a kind of 2-year game, that's been a thing for a while. Like, they've been trying to do a 2-year Call of Duty for a while, it just never happened. But it seems like that this iteration of Zombies was supposed to be the first 2-year planned game, especially because MW 2019 didn't have a Zombies mode. We had Black Ops 3 with a Zombies mode, IW with a Zombies mode, we had World War II with a Zombies mode, we had Black Ops 4 with a Zombies mode, and then MW 2019 had nothing. So all of it makes sense. And then I, as well as a couple other people heard, I'm not sure if it was from the same source, but we heard that Zombies Chronicles 2, at least initially, to some capacity, there was a plan for it within Black Ops Cold War Zombies. Now, I'm not sure how far that idea got, but I heard that about 10 or so months before the launch of Cold War, that there was at least a plan for Zombies Chronicles to then be brought to this game. Because like all stuff that's worked on, like the entire Call of Duty game, NX1, Call of Duty Future Warfare that just recently got leaked over the last couple of days from like 10 years ago, there was use for that stuff that wasn't in the game. Now, they didn't use all of it, but some aspects of that game were then brought into the game that came to be Call of Duty Ghost and future Call of Duties. You see some concepts implemented here and there of stuff that was scrapped in the past and then brought into the current games. But yeah, anyways, the initial plan with Cold War was to have Zombies Chronicles 2 in it, but bang, what happened? You had COVID. Lots of big problems, lots of disasters in terms of development, time, and resources, and a whole bunch. It was a mess. So essentially what wound up happening is the developers worked really hard to deliver us a great main DLC season of Black Ops Cold War Zombies. Or I'll say a solid main season. They brought us our first look at an open world game mode like Outbreak, and again, they just did an overall solid job. You have to applaud them for what they did in the amount of time, considering the situation that they did it all in. Treyarch never fails. Now, that said, since it was cut yet again, Zombies Chronicles 2, what is the deal with it? Well, if you take a look at the pipeline, we had Call of Duty Vanguard Zombies, which very clearly, I don't care what anyone says, that mode was definitely not in development for longer than like 8 months. I don't even think it was for that long. It looked like, so I'm telling you that no disrespect to the developers. It hurts me to say something like this, but a lot of the people who develop on the custom workshop can develop a better experience faster than that. And I know that's a disrespectful thing to say, and I'm very sorry to say that. And they did do a good job with Shinonuma Reborn. I had a lot of fun with it. But that mode was absolute dog shit. From the concepts to the gameplay, it was horrendous. My point being, it was evident that that was not something that was really thought about for long. It was just kind of thrown together. And that was kind of a byproduct of Cold War not being able to more than likely deliver this second season of content. So they kind of wanted to throw something together so people had more Zombies content. They had an amazing trailer, bing bada boom, and they kind of threw random people, and again, I mean this lightheartedly, I don't mean this as in random people off the street. These are established people who have definitely done a lot for Call of Duty, but not main Zombies devs, right? They threw people who never really worked on Zombies before or to varying smaller capacities, and they made Call of Duty Vanguard Zombies. And they kind of just let that ride with whatever happened, and yeah. And now when you consider all of that, I know I said I was going to go on for a long time explaining it, but it's all important and it does all bundled together for a quick ending. When you consider all of this now, from Black Ops 4, from even Black Ops 3 and how successful the main DLC to Chronicles was and how that kind of worked out, and the fact that they wanted a 2-year Call of Duty cycle and they didn't have Zombies in MW 2019, and they were planning a second year for Black Ops 4, which would have been in that 2019 year, and it just didn't work out, so they moved to Cold War Zombies, and then COVID happened. Just a bunch of problems, a bunch of disasters, and these are inevitable in game development, usually in smaller capacities, but crap hit the fan, and Activision kind of did what they had to do. I'm not saying I agree with it, but that's just kind of how business works sometimes. Now when we look at it on the grand scale, even more of a grand scale, we have Call of Duty Black Ops Gulf War coming this year. Treyarch's last Call of Duty was Black Ops Cold War Zombies. That was in 2020. They have now had 4 full years, and I know they had to work on Black Ops Cold War, so they really didn't have 4 full years, but that's usually how it's looked at. In comparison to Black Ops 2 to Black Ops 3, 2012 to 2015, they obviously still had to work on the main game and the DLC. You know the deal. They have had 4 full years to work on this game. This is the game that's been the longest in development ever for Call of Duty. It's going to be Call of Duty's first 4-year cycle game. Now, what does this mean? Your expectations are probably not going to only be at an all-time high, but your expectations not only your expectations on quality, but your expectations on quantity for the first time ever should really be very high, just because they've had so much time to work on and develop their content on whatever engine they're working on, and they have more time than ever to test certain things. They can kind of fit those puzzle pieces together a lot better than before. Obviously, there's still going to be deadlines, and more than likely, if anything, it helps them to relax and actually execute and polish certain things than to just rush out at the same pace and get a bunch of stuff rushed out at lower quality. But within a whole extra year of development time, there is a lot that can happen. And now, my friends, I present to you why I believe Zombies Chronicles 2 is going to happen. Well, I already did. I presented to you right there. It's the first full year Call of Duty cycle. They've had more time than ever before to work on it. So if they were to release 2 Zombies maps on launch with Black Ops Cold War or Black Ops Gulf War, that would be absolutely fine. Then you have your traditional season where you get a Zombies map maybe every other season, kind of similar to Cold War Zombies, or every 1.5 seasons. And then, guys, next year is 2025. It's been rumored / leaked that Call of Duty 2025 will be a remake / remaster of Black Ops 2. And what is in Black Ops 2 Zombies? Buried, Die Rise, Transit, and we can go even further now. Now, I know some of the other stuff was repurposed and or put into Zombies in varying capacities, whether it was from Black Ops 2 or not, but it's been so long since the last Zombies Chronicles, and since we really got something to the capacity of a big remake or remaster, that I have no doubt in my mind that Zombies Chronicles 2 is going to be happening during 2025, and potentially even more than that. And I know it's going to sound insane to say, but I wouldn't be surprised if they threw a map like Der EISENDRACHE in there, or a Gorod Krovi. It may be a little bit hard to put these maps in story-wise, but the point of them, this map pack, would just literally be a gameplay pack. I can't stand people in today's world, oh, it doesn't fit story-wise. How about this? I don't give a fuck if it fits story-wise. I don't care if the characters run around saying the most random shit ever, pull out a clown gun and start shooting bullets out of a water balloon. I don't care. If it's fun, that's all I care about. I don't care if it makes any sense story-wise. I don't care if it makes any sense gameplay-wise. As long as it's fun, who cares? I digress. My point is that it seems like that everything that happened to Zombies Chronicles 2.0 just kind of may have worked out for Activision and Treyarch's benefit, because now the year, it just all kind of culminates together to 2025, where this Black Ops 2 game is rumored to happen, and these are the only maps we've yet to have remastered / remade. So just imagine we go through this full year of Black Ops Gulf War Zombies, and then boom, they announce that for the first time ever, finally they're doing it. A second year of content is coming, a real supported second year of content. It has been done to varying capacities, even as far back as Black Ops 3 Zombies with DLC weapons, but I'm talking a serious second year of content, like it's the main year, like it's year 1. And we get these Zombies Chronicles 2 maps, which makes so much sense considering it's a COD Black Ops 2 remake / remaster, and potentially even more on top of that. And of course, they'd probably have multiplayer stuff from it as well, and it would be insane. And this isn't a pipe dream. That's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. A lot of the times you hear people say stuff like this, oh my god, how great would a Black Ops 2 remake be? This is like actual rumored stuff from reliable people. It doesn't mean it's going to happen for sure, because stuff always is subject to change, as you've seen time and time again from multiple different things, including Zombies Chronicles 2.0, but the pieces are now aligning so well. There's no, thank the Lord, there's no pandemic right now. Treyarch has had 4 full years to develop a phenomenal Call of Duty that's more polished than ever before, so they can technically already be done with the launch content for Black Ops Gulf War, because it would originally be releasing right now, would have already released released when Modern Warfare 3 released. And I'm not saying they are done with it, because I doubt that's the case, because they're probably trying to go for that polish. But with so much extra time, it just makes sense that not only are they working on creating a polished game on launch and working on that additional content coming post-launch, meaning all of the seasons, but they'd also be working, or at least now they'd be in the contemplation stage of, okay, what's coming next? We want to make this the best Call of Duty ever. How could we do it? And we have this rumored Black Ops 2 thing. It just all makes sense that they were to bring the Zombies Chronicles 2 aspect into it then. Zombies Chronicles, and the beauty of this is that Zombies Chronicles 2 isn't the primary driving factor of year 2. It's really a byproduct of the entire situation. It will naturally flow and fit into the cards that have been dealt to Call of Duty. The budget cuts, the pandemic, the frustration, all of it culminates into a 4-year developed game. Once again, 4 years by Treyarch into 2025, the year that Black Ops 2's campaign took place, and we have Nuketown 2025. Oh, I'm so excited, man. Now, I must remind you yet again, we must come back down to earth. And I'm not going to say what I usually say, that all of this sounds great, but it more than likely won't happen. I think it's very likely that all of this happens again, because Zombies Chronicles 2 is just a byproduct of the situation. But you gotta remember that stuff is always subject to change. You never know really what could happen. But considering that everything runs even close to smoothly, I would be willing to bet a lot that Zombies Chronicles 2 is coming by 2025, or at least we'll hear about it. Because not only this time does it make sense, we've already realized that Activision, again, no disrespect to them, not only did we realize that they don't operate based off of making sense, whether it's release dates for certain things or releasing certain games at certain times. They don't necessarily try to make the most sense. So that's out the window. It just happens to all be a byproduct of the situation, and that is the best part about it. Now, you can let me know what you think about it down below in the comment section. If you agree, disagree, that's fine. I don't care. The fact of the matter is, we don't know what's going to happen for sure. But now when you consider the grand scale of Call of Duty and kind of how stuff is just playing out, it seems more evident than ever before that we will get those Zombies Chronicles 2 maps and maybe even more in the future. Take care of your meatballs and peace out.